it became clear that strangers were heading. The word into in the sentence have to be replaced by word towards, which is option B. So it became clear that strangers were heading towards a serious disaster. The word into have to be replaced by option number B is the correct usage, which is towards, and the correct sentence after correcting it will become, it became clear that the strangers were heading towards a serious disaster. Filter water. Filter improves the quality of the water by removing impurities which are not the desired one, and similarly sensor will improve the quality of a play by removing the unwanted part of the play. So filter water exhibit a similar relationship as option number D, sensor play. Answer is option D. If the positive integer n is a perfect square, which one of the following must be true? The number of distinct factors of n is odd, which is always true, because suppose if I say a number like 36, which is 2 square into 3 square, number of total factors of n will be equal to 3 into 3, that is equal to 9. So it is a perfect square, it will have odd number of factors. And similarly I can take any number. For example, 144 is fundamentally 16 into 9, which is 2 power 4 into 3 square. Now if I want to calculate total factor, that should come out to be 5 into 3, 15 factors. Number 144 will have 15 factors and number 36 will have 9 factors. Any number which is a perfect square surely can be represented as a power, this number which is a perfect square, a power even into b power even or c power even or whatever are there. Essentially the power have to be even for a perfect square. So what I mean to say, 36 is 2 square into 3 square, the power is even. So if I add even plus 1 and even plus 1, so odd into odd, the total factors are going to be odd. So distinct factors of 36 are odd. We can count them. The factors are 1, 2, 3, 4 as well as 6, 9, 12, 18 and 36. 1 till 4, there are 4 factors and then I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will have 9 factors. So fundamentally if we speak about any perfect square, what will happen? For example, this is 12 square and which is 16 into 9. So odd plus 1 and odd plus 1, sorry, even plus 1 and even plus 1, which is odd into odd. So the number of factors will remain to be odd, which is virtually for any number. What I want to say here, any perfect square essentially will be always in the format of a power even, b power even, c power even and so on. If I want to calculate total factors will be equal to even plus 1 and even plus 1, that is equal to odd into odd into odd. So always, irrespective of the perfect square chosen, it will be always in the format of odd into odd into odd, as I've shown you. So perfect square will have odd number of factors, there is no doubt about it. Any perfect square will have odd into odd into odd, which is odd number of factors. So in the question, the first statement is true, which says that number of distinct factors of n is odd. Yes, it have to be odd because every perfect square is a power even, b power even, c power even. Be it any sort of perfect square, the powers of the prime number have to be even. So if it is even, for calculating total factor, we have to add 1, Total factors for any number a power p, b power q, c power r will be given by p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1. So In case of perfect square, this is general formula for any number n. In case of perfect square, powers will be even, and if I add here 1, 1, 1, so even plus 1, odd, 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 odd into odd into odd will result in odd number of factors. One thing. Another thing is number of distinct prime factors of n is even. This may or may not be true. It is not a confirmatory statement because it says that if the positive integer n is a perfect square, which one of the following if I take a number 36, number of distinct prime factors are only 2 and 3, which is even. Number of distinct prime factors, the prime factors of 36 are 2 and three, which is even. But if I take a number like say 900, 900 is 2 square into 5 square. This is equal to 100 into 9. This number is 900, which is also 30 square, and 30 is 2 into 3 into 5. Let me take, just for the sake of simplicity, I'm taking a easy number. 900, which is a perfect square. This number 900 is a perfect square. Total number of factors of 900 will come out to be odd. There is no doubt about it. But number of distinct prime factors, the prime factors of n are 2, 3, and 5. Do remember, one is neither prime nor composite. The prime factors of n are 2, 3, and 5, which are odd. If I take a number like 36, its prime factor are coming out to be 36. The prime factor are coming out to be 2 and 3. Typically, I can say there are two prime factors. There are two prime factors, namely the names are 2 and 3. Right? So 36 has only two prime factor, 2 and 3, while while 900 has 3 prime factors, 2, 3 and 5. So if a number is perfect square, it prime factors, distinct prime factors can be even, its distinct prime factors can be odd. There are three prime factors. Prime factors for this number 900 will be 3, namely 2, 3 and 5. Namely 2, 3 and 5. So first one is to be sure that number of distinct factors of n is odd. Essentially it have to be odd, because perfect square is in the form of a power even, b power even, c power even. If we add 1, so odd into odd into odd, which will be odd. First one is true. Number of distinct prime factors of n is even. I've already shown you prime factors for 36 is even, while for the 900 is odd. So it can be even or odd, anything is possible. Second is not correct. So only statement first is correct. The answer is A, first only. A store sells oranges in the pack of 6, 9 and 20. So 6, 9 and 20 are the pack sizes available. But what is the greatest number of oranges you cannot buy in the store? Now I have options with me, and 43, 44, 45 and 46 are option. Let's see here. 44 is one of the option, which is option B. Can we make 44 out of these packet sizes? Yes, we can easily make. 44 is 6 into 4. 6 into 4 will make it 24 plus 2 into 20. So I'm taking 4 packets from here and I'm taking 2 packets from here. So I'm easily getting 44. Let's see here option number C, which is 45. 45 is very easy because we have a 9 packet size available. So 45 can be easily designed. If I take 5 packets of this 9 oranges each, so that will eventually give me 45. So 45 can be easily made. Now I want to make here 46. So 46 can be easily made. If I take 2 packets of this, 20 into 2, excuse me, that should be equal to 40, and plus we have 6. So 46 can be easily made. So it's a question which should be attempted by options only. So option A happens to be the answer. 43 is unattainable, because if I'm going to take here 20 into 2, then 3 will not be available. If I take multiple of 6, so it will be 36, or it can be 42, but the remaining will not be available. If I take multiple of 9, 9 into 4 will be 36, then 7 cannot be made out of them. So 43 is unattainable. So it's a really simple question which should be tried by option. Option A happens to be the answer. 43 among the option is the number which is not attainable, else everything is attainable. Let's see here once more. 44 is easily attainable. 6 into 4, 24 plus 2 into 20. 24 plus 20 should be equal to 44 attainable. 45 easily. 9 into 5, 45, and 46 is also attainable. 20 into 2 plus 6. But I've tried 43. I've already told you 20 into 2, 40 plus 3 is not available. So 43 cannot be done. 6 into 7, 42 plus 1 is not available. 6 into 6, 36 plus. So 43 is unattainable. Best thing is it was a prime number, so I should have tried it later on. I could have easily tried it by relatively simpler numbers which were easy in approach. So B, C, D is attainable. Only 43, option A, is unattainable. Right? So the number of oranges from the option that we cannot buy in the store is 43, else everything is attainable. The sum of possible values of x in the equation is, So we want to find out the value of or the values of x. If there are multiple values, then we need to find out the sum of all possible values which satisfy this equation. We need to understand a very simple fundamental, that mod of x is x whenever x is greater than equal to 0 and is equal to minus x whenever x is less than 0. So mod of x is x whenever x is greater than equal to 0 and is equal to minus x whenever x is less than 0. So we need to find out here intervals and then define the equation in those particular intervals. Let's see, suppose I'm taking x is less than minus 7, the first interval when this will be negative, x is less than minus 7. Suppose I'm taking here interval x is less than minus 7. If x is less than minus 7, the second definition is going to be applicable. This will become, in fact both of them will become negative. This will be negative for any value less than 8. This will be negative for any value less than minus 7. So which definition will be applicable? Minus x minus 7. This number mod of x will become minus x. So for x is less than minus 7, this will become minus x minus 7, and this will be also negative. So it will become minus x and plus 8. So what we have here should be equal to 16. Minus x minus 2x and plus 1 should be equal to 16. So implies x is equal to 2x is equal to minus 15. X is equal to minus 7.5. Do remember, x is equal to minus 7.5. But we need to be careful about, we have defined this equation whenever x is less than minus 7. Listen here, this is negative for any value less than 8. This is for any value less than minus 7. That's why mod will always remain to be positive. So this is the interval x is less than minus 7. Both the second definition is going to be applicable. Now please make sure one mistake that can be committed here is, we are seeing that x is defined, these equations are coming when I'm defining x is less than minus 7. Is x really coming out to be less than minus 7? We have to surely check it twice that this equation was defined when x is less than minus 7. Is the really value also less than minus 7? Yes, then it will be acceptable. So in that range, this value is acceptable. So this is one value. Now let me take a value of x which should lie between minus 7 to 8. So this value will be minus x minus 7. This definition will be, this value will be positive because x had come out to be greater than minus 7. So it will remain as it is. Mod of x is x. First definition will be applicable. Mod of x is x whenever x is greater than 0. And here this value will be negative because x is less than 8. So it will become minus x and plus 8. This is what we have with us. So x and x will cancel out. Here it is 15 and on the right hand side we have 16. 15 is equal to 16, which is just nonsense. We cannot say like this. So in this range we are getting no solution. There is no values of x which will satisfy the given equation in the range minus 7 to positive 8. There is no value that is going to satisfy this equation in this range. So this is a range in which no solution exists. Minus 7 to 8, no solution exists. Let's move ahead. And whenever x is greater than 8, whenever x is greater than 8, I can put here equal to as well. So whenever x is greater than equal to 8, both of them will be positive. This is x plus 7 and this is x minus 8 is equal to 16. X is greater than 8, this is already positive. For any value greater than minus 7 it will be positive, and for any value greater than 8 it will be positive. It will be positive. So both positive. Mod of x is x whenever x is, and both of the terms are positive, so we are copying it as it is. X plus 7 x minus 8 is equal to, so 2x minus 1 is equal to 16. X is equal to 17 by 2. 2x is equal to 17. So x is equal to 8.5. So x is equal to 8.5. But again and again I'm saying, guys, be careful about that. Here x is coming out to be minus 7.5. x is coming out to be minus 7.5 and x is coming out to be 8.5. Now be careful about this. Was in the interval where the equation was defined. The equation was defined for x is less than minus 7 and the answer is also coming out to be less than acceptable. And here x is greater than, this equation is coming out to be whenever x is greater than equal to 8, x is greater and the value which is also is greater than equal to 8. So this value is acceptable because the equation was defined in the range whenever x is greater than equal to 8. So equation will be defined here because we are defining equation for x is greater than equal to 8 and we are getting x equal to 8.5. Acceptable. So there are two values of x which are acceptable. One is minus 7.5 and the another value is 8.5. He is asking what is the sum of those values of x which satisfy the equation. So minus 7.5 plus 8.5, that should be equal to 1. 1 is the answer, sum of the values. So the correct answer is 1. What is the sum of 3-digit number that leaves a remainder 2 when divided by 3? If a number leaves a remainder when divided by 3 and it leaves a remainder 2, this number should be in the format of 3n plus 2. But we are interested in sum of all 3-digit numbers which are in the format of 3n plus 2. Now we know largest 2-digit number which is a multiple of 3 is 99. 99 is a number, largest 2-digit number which is a multiple of 3 is 99. But I am interested in 3-digit numbers which are in the format of 3n plus 2. So we read the smallest 3-digit number which is in the format of 3n plus 2 is 101. 99 plus 99 is a multiple of 3. If I add 2 onto it, it will become a smallest 3-digit number which is in the format of 3n plus 2. So we have identified the first number. Now it will keep on forming an arithmetic progression with common difference 3. Every number 101, 104, 107 and so on will keep on going. We are interested in largest 3-digit number which is a multiple of 3 will be equal to, which is of the multiple of 3n plus 2 format, that will become 999 is a multiple of 3. It is in the format of 3n. 999 is in the format of 3n. So largest number will become 998. It is in the format of 3n plus 2 and the very small number, the smallest number was 101 which was in the format of 3n plus 2 and the largest 3-digit number is this. And now this will form an arithmetic progression with common difference equal to 3 because the numbers are featuring in the interval of 3. This series has a common difference 3. I want to find out some of such numbers. Now you can see here we have started with 3 into 33 plus 2. The very first value of n that I'm going to use here is 33 and I'm getting the very first number 101. Smallest 3-digit number which is in the format of 3n plus 2 is 101 for n equal to 33. Let us estimate the largest number. 3 into 332, n is 332 plus 2. 332 plus 3 into 332 plus 2, this will become 996 plus 2 which is equal to 998. So we have this sequence, this arithmetic progression. What is the first term of the arithmetic progression? Sum of an AP will be given by n by 2, first term plus last term. This is a well-known formula. So sum of an AP, we need to identify the number of term. Number of term is very easy to count because I have already made things simplified for you. We started with n equal to 33 and we are reaching as high as n equal to 332. So from 33 till 332 there are 300 numbers. So on the board we can see these are 300 numbers. How can I say there are 300 numbers? This is 33 till 332. Both inclusive, there are 300 such numbers. So numbers are 300. What is the first term? First term is 101 and the last term is 998. So if I say sum of an AP will be equal to 300 by 2 into this will come out to be 1099. So 1099 into 150, once this value will come out to be 164,850. This value will come out to be 850, 164,850. So a very simple question where we have an arithmetic progression. 101 is the first term, 998 is the last term, and number of terms in the progression are 300. So it will be 300 by 2, the first term and the last term. And you need to identify how I've done this 300. So the answer is 164850, option B. In a drawer of shirts, 8 are blue, so 8 are blue, and then 6 are green and 4 are magenta. So 8, 6 and 4, that makes it 18 shirts. Total 18. Total is equal to 18 shirts are there. Now, if Sachin draws 2 shirts at random, what is the probability excuse me, that at least one of the shirts drawn will be blue? So we want to find out that what is the probability that at least one of the shirt drawn will be blue. So total chances, Sachin is selecting 2 shirts randomly out of 18. So selecting 18 out 2 out of 18 will be 18C2, and do remember NC2 is n into n minus 1 by 2. So that will be 18 into 17 by 2. This is 18C2. Sachin is selecting 2 shirts at random from 18 shirts. Total chances are 18C2, which is 18 into 17 by 2. And we are looking for chances. He's asking that shirt, at least one of them should be blue. So let me first of all find out the case when it is not blue. I am finding out the probability for not getting a blue shirt. So favorable chances for this, the probability is favorable chances upon total chances. I do not want to select at all a blue shirt. So how many are non-blue shirt? 10. So the probability of getting non-blue shirt, non-blue, both of them are non-blue, which will be equal to 10C2, which is equal to 10 into 9 by 2. So what eventually we have here is, this is 45 by 153, or in turn we could have easily cancelled this. This is 2 and 2 cancel out, that is 10 upon 34. This value eventually will reduce to 10 upon 34. This is the probability of getting a shirt which is not blue. But we are interested that at least one of them have to be blue. So if we subtract this value from 1 minus not blue shirt, 1 minus not blue will get the probability of having at least one of them to be blue. So 1 minus not blue will come out to be 10 upon 1 minus 10 upon 34, that is equal to 24 upon 34, that is equal to 12 upon 17. Now it's a simple question. There are 18 shirts, out of which 10 of them are not blue, 10 shirts are not blue, and the blue is 8. So we are finding out that at least one of them should be blue. So at least one of them should be blue. What I'm doing, I'm finding out the probability of not a blue shirt. First of all, I'm finding out the probability of not a blue shirt, total chances. Any 2 are selected out of 18, that is equal to 18C2, will get the total chances. And I'm finding out the favorable chances. My favorable chances here I'm defining is for not being blue. For not being blue, the favorable chances are 10C2, 10 into 9 by 2. So 2 and 2 cancel out. It is it is 9 and 18. So 10 upon 34 is the probability of getting not a single blue shirt. Now if we subtract it from 1, we are going to get the probability of at least one blue shirt. So that is 1 minus 10 upon 34, which is 24 upon 34, that is eventually equal to 12 upon 17. So answer is 12 upon 17 for at least one blue shirt. Dairyman pays 6.40 rupees per liter of milk. He adds water and sells the mixture at 8 rupees per liter, thereby making a profit of 37.5. So let the amount of the milk is M and the amount of the water is W. Now when he purchases milk, it is into 6.4 rupees, that is the cost price of the milk, and the water is free of cost. So now he has M plus W liters with him, for which he had paid only M into 6.4. This will become his CP. This will become his CP because the cost of the water will be 0. So as far as the cost price is involved, for milk only he is paying, let M be the liters of the milk and per liter price is 6.5. So as a CP he had to pay M into 6.4. For the water, the CP involved is 0. Let the W be the liter of the water. I'm assuming that the water is free of cost. So water is 0. Cost of the water involved is this. So total cost involved, total CP for this is 6.4 into M is the total CP. While he is selling the mixture, when he is selling the mixture, his total SP will become, now he has quantity with him M plus W, which is a homogeneous solution of milk and water. Total quantity he has is M plus W, and each liter he is selling at rupees 8. So total number of liters he has M plus W, and he is selling it as at rupees 8. So total sales price is this. So his total sales price is 8 into M plus W. Cost price is this. Selling price is this. We know a profit of 37.5% had happened. So we know total CP into 1.375 or 37.5% profit had happened will be equal to total SP. So 6.4 into M, substituting the value, into 1.35 should be equal to 8 times of M plus W. If we solve this linear equation, we'll get the ratio of milk, water is to milk as 1:10. So we'll get the ratio of water is to milk on solving. We'll get this. The proportion of the water to the milk received by the customer. So water is to milk, the proportion with the customer is getting is 1/10. The proportion of the water to milk received by the customer will be 1/10. Hence the answer is option A. Eight liters are drawn off from a vessel full of water and substituted by pure alcohol. Again 8 liters of the mixture are drawn up and substituted by pure alcohol. If the vessel now contains water and alcohol in the ratio, water and alcohol, the ratio is 9:40. So ratio of water is to alcohol is 9 and 40. So I can say water will be 9x and alcohol will be 40x. This is the ratio of water to alcohol, and we started with pure water initially. So there is a formula for a replacement which says that quantity of milk, or here it's pure water, so I will say quantity of water left after nth operation divided by initial quantity of water. Divided by initial quantity of water, it will be given by a minus b by a raised to the power n, which can further be expressed as 1 minus b by a raised to the power n. This is a standard formula, and I'm going to explain you everything. Quantity of milk left after nth operation, or quantity of water left after nth operation divided by initial quantity of water is 1 minus b upon a raised to the power n. Now there are two limitations for the formula. Number one, volume should remain constant, which is the case here, because every time 8 liter is being taken out and substituted by 8 liter of alcohol. So volume is constant, and let me explain you the terms where b is the quantity which the volume which is taken out and the volume which is put back. It should be same, then only volume will remain constant, that is v. The volume which is taken out and then again put back, the volume from the mixture which is taken out and then replaced by pure alcohol is b, and a is the initial quantity. Now the water and milk are in the ratio quantity of water left and initial quantity. So at any stage of time, because the volume had remained constant, every time he is taking 8 liter out and 8 liter from the mixture out and putting back 8 liter of alcohol. So volume is not changing. So initial quantity at any point of time will be the sum of water and alcohol. Whatever is the initial quantity at any stage of time will be the sum total of water and alcohol, which will remain to be intact. So water is 9x, and the mixture, if I say water plus alcohol, will be obviously equal to 49x. 9x plus 40x. The volume which had remained constant is 49x. If the water is 9x and the alcohol is 40x, the total volume at any stage of time will be 49x, which will remain to be intact because every time 8 liter is taken out and 8 liter alcohol is poured back. Total volume at any stage of time will remain to be 49. So this value, water left after nth operation, is 9x, and initial quantity of the water, initial quantity, this is initial quantity or initial volume which will remain to be same, will be 49x. This is 1 minus b is the quantity taken out and replaced by alcohol. The b in the question is given to me as 8, and let a be the initial quantity. How many operations are there? This thing was done twice. This square should be equal to 9 upon 49, or I can say 1 minus 8 by a is equal to 3 by 7. Taking square root of both sides, so we are 3 upon 7. So 8 by a, 1 minus 3 by 7 will be 4 by 7, and hence we can say a is equal to 14 liters. So initially we started with 14 liters. Please see this formula. Quantity of water left after nth operation divided by initial quantity of water, 1 minus b by a raised to the power n, where a is initial quantity, b is volume taken out and replaced by alcohol. So b is this, and at any stage of time, milk plus water will become the initial quantity whenever, because every time 8 liter is taken out, 8 liter put back, so volume had remained constant. Total initial quantity is 49x. Milk plus water at any stage of time will be initial quantity, 49x. So initial quantity will be equal to 49x, and water left will be 9x. So 9x upon 49x. This ratio is 1 minus b by a, because there are two operations which are being done. This is equal to 3 upon 7 taking square root of both sides, and A will come out to be 14.
We are talking about energy that can be absorbed by any body per unit volume up to elastic limit. This energy is nothing but modulus of resilience. As you know that energy up to elastic limit is resilience, and energy up to elastic limit per unit volume is nothing but modulus of resilience. So this is nothing but area under stress strain curve. We have a stress strain curve like this, and this was suppose elastic limit A. So if you find this area, this will give you modulus of resilience. And this is nothing but energy per unit volume up to elastic limit. So the energy required to deform the body up to elastic limit per unit volume is known as modulus of resilience. Answer should be C.
In the question, they are asking about the power consumed while running the auxiliary, means auxiliary power consumption they are asking. Already the data given are, all the efficiency are given like mechanical, generator, electrical. Now see, overall efficiency is given by efficiency boiler, efficiency mechanical, efficiency cycle, efficiency mechanical, efficiency generator into efficiency auxiliary. Now from here we can find out, putting all the data, we get that the auxiliary efficiency, that will be overall efficiency is given 34% divided by 0.92 into 0.94, 0.95 into cycle efficiency is given 0.44, and generator efficiency 0.93. From here we get the auxiliary efficiency as 95%. Now the gross power generated by the plant is given. Then you have to find the power consumed in running auxiliaries. Now out of that gross power consumed by auxiliary will be net power over gross power, that is generator power, that is auxiliary efficiency. From here we get the net power as 0.95 into 120. That will be 114 megawatt. That is the net power. So power consumed by auxiliary will be, auxiliary power will be net power, gross power minus net power. Gross power minus net power. So 120 minus 114 megawatt will be 6 megawatt. That will be our answer.
So in this problem, we have ice point, that is the melting point of ice, 0 degrees Celsius, steam point, that is the boiling point of water, 100 degrees Celsius, and there is a new temperature scale which has to be made, for which ice point is 100 degree N, steam point is 400 degree N. It is asked at what temperature both these scales will give the same reading. Now, assuming linear relationship between these two scales. Whenever nothing is mentioned, we will always assume a linear relationship in all the temperature and temperature calculations. So suppose anywhere there is a condition for which the degree Celsius also gives T reading, degree N also gives T reading. If we assume the linear relationship between these two scales, we can say this upon this, that is T minus 0 upon 100 minus 0. So whenever we have linear relationship between two quantities, we can say this upon this will be equal to this upon this. The ratio of any corresponding differences will be equal. So this is T minus 100 upon this is 400 minus 100. So from here, if we solve, we will get the value of T to be minus 50 degree. So minus 50 is the value where both will give the same reading. So answer should be T Delhi.
What will be the coordinate xc of the centroid C of the area of circular sector OBD of the radius Rn central angle alpha? Okay, what is asked to me? Xc. Okay, say suppose this is somewhere position of your xc. So this is what asked to me, xc. That is going to be first area moment of inertia about y-axis. That is going to be first area moment of inertia of this area about y-axis divided by area. And how do I calculate this xy? That is x dA divided by dA. Okay, my dear students, for this we have to consider a very small element, actually a strip we need to consider, a rectangular strip. So suppose this is an angle theta, this is an angle theta, and there is one more strip. Not one more strip, sorry, this is one line, this is second line, and there is this strip of angle d theta, very small, very small. First let me calculate that is x coordinate of this, and then we'll integrate it because it's very, very small. So there from here we'll integrate this particular part from this. This is alpha. Say suppose we are taking theta from here. So theta will, total angle is given as alpha. So our theta will vary from minus alpha by 2 to plus alpha by 2. So this will vary in this way. So we are considering this small element, this one, this small element. Okay, this we can consider as rectangle. This is R, this is R. So this will have the length is R d theta. But we gonna consider in this particular this blue strip hashed by black color is as it is a triangle of base R d theta and height R. So how do I calculate this area, small area? That is dA will be equal to 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2 base is R d theta into height, that is R. Because that's a very, very small actually. So this is total R square by 2 into d theta, that's dA. Now my dear students, how do I calculate x dA? Okay, x dA, and dA I have calculated. How do I calculate it? It's x. See my dear students, its x will be somewhere. I hope we do all understand for the triangles. This one is also not working. I'm really sorry for this color. Okay. So how do we calculate like centroids? at least for the triangles we do know about at least some of the basic centroid formulas for triangle or for like the rectangles. Okay, for triangle, so suppose this is height h, so it will be somewhere here, centroid, how to write centroid, okay, CD, that is going to be 2h by 3. This is going to be 2h by 3. And this is going to be h by 3. So from base, it will be h by 3, of course. So from here, from this apex, it's a centroid will be somewhere here. Somewhere, okay, where to consider? Okay, say here. And its length will be from here to here. This will be 2 by 3 of r. And if I do consider as this as theta, so this length will be 2 by 3 r cos theta. 2 by 3 r is the length, cos theta component on the x-axis. So this is your x. So qy will be equal to x for this particular part will be 2 by 3 r cos theta, that's it, multiplied with, that is 2 by 3 r cos theta, and for the area, that is r square by 2 into d theta. And for the integration, instead of going from minus alpha by 2 to alpha by 2, that as it is symmetric about x is just twice it and go for 0 to alpha by 2. And this divided by area. So that will be again also r square by 2 d theta 0 to alpha by 2. Just twice it. You'll get the same answer. And that's rxc. Okay. Calculation. If you're gonna go, you'll get it this r. This is r cube by 3 into sine alpha by 2. Okay. Now denominator r square by 2 will come out, and this d theta will come out as theta, that is twice of alpha by 2. This is going to be r square by 2, d theta will be theta, and theta alpha by 2 minus 0, that will be alpha by 2. So this alpha by 2, so this overall will come out equal to 4r divided by 3 alpha into sine alpha by 2. So the right answer matching with the answer is C.
this is a very basic and a very simple problem on flow through pipes or pipe connection, you might say. Everybody knows that if it is a series connection, then the conditions for series connection is that the discharge through all the pipes that are connected in series has to be same, and the head loss, total head loss, is the summation of individual head losses. Whereas in parallel connection, these conditions get opposite, and in parallel conditions the head loss in all the pipes in parallel is same, whereas the total discharge is the summation of individual discharges. So going by that, option A is the correct answer, because in parallel connection the head loss is same in each pipe.
In this question, he has asked the influence of molar mass, temperature of the gas, and the pressure of the gas on the thermal conductivity of the gas. From the kinetic theory of gases, we know that thermal conductivity of the gas is directly proportional to the square root of temperature, because the conductivity in gases happens because of the molecular momentum transfer when high velocity gas molecules collide with the low velocity gas molecules. If the temperature of the gas is more, the molecular activity would be more. As a result, you may expect a more number of collisions per unit time. As such, conductivity also will be more. From kinetic theory, we can say that conductivity of the gas is directly proportional to the square root of absolute temperature and inversely proportional to the molar mass or molecular weight. I mean to say, lighter gases like hydrogen, etc., will have more thermal conductivity as compared to the air. As the molecular weight of the gases is lesser, conductivity will be more. And when you come to the pressure, K is thermal conductivity of the gas is not a function of the pressure of the gas. In most of the pressure ranges, generally what we encounter, what we see in our problems, conductivity is independent of pressure. We can consider answer.
Which of the following metal is not good for die casting process? So in the options, aluminium, zinc and tin can be used for die casting. Cast iron is difficult to weld because during the solidification there is a possibility of expansion can be takes place. So option D is correct.
If you have a matrix, any matrix, if you write the characteristics equation of that matrix, that is A minus lambda x is equal to 0. Now, if you solve this equation, you can find roots of lambda. If you have a 3 by 3 matrix, you can get lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. All these three is nothing but eigenvalue of the matrix, and this is nothing but again principal stress. So we can say that eigenvalue of a matrix will give you the principal stress.
Fine. This particular question is talking about a numerical problem that is given on a eutectic type of phase diagram, generally addressed as a partial eutectic phase diagram. There is a hypothetical alloy made between X and Y that is being considered. For this hypothetical alloy between X and Y, this particular diagram is presented here with 100% X and 0% Y on the left side of the x-axis, and on the right side 0% x and 100% y composition. As you go from left side to right side in this particular diagram, the amount of y keeps on increasing from left side to right side. Now there are two important pieces of information that you need to solve any problem using phase diagrams. Number one, a specific temperature should be given. As you read the description of this problem, the second line reads, just below eutectic temperature. So what I have done here is, this is the eutectic temperature. Just below eutectic temperature, I have taken a tie line here. So just below eutectic temperature, this is the tie line that I have drawn. Where the tie line is intersecting, that there are two different phase regions at the two ends, those points are identified. At this point, the phase which is available is alpha phase. At this point of intersection, the phase which is available is beta phase. Now, second piece of information that is needed is a specific composition should be given. An Li between X and Y with 60% Y composition is fine. This particular question Y with 60% Y composition is specified in the problem. Therefore, 60% Y composition Li is the given composition Li that is specified. So this is known to you, 60% Y. And this point is giving you the composition. When projected onto x-axis, C alpha gives you the amount of Y which is contained in alpha phase. Similarly, this particular point when projected onto x-axis gives us C beta, which stands for the amount of Y which is contained in beta phase. Now we are asked to identify what will be the amount C alpha, that is the amount of Y in alpha phase. What will be the amount of Y in beta phase if the amount of beta and the amount of alpha are each equal to 50%. That is the description given in the problem. So let us see how to work it out. According to data, weight fraction of alpha phase is equal to 0.5. Similarly, weight fraction of beta phase is equal to 0.5. Now, how do we evaluate this weight fraction of alpha phase and beta phase? That is by using lever rule again. If you use lever rule, the weight fraction of alpha phase is given by the lever arm opposite to alpha phase. Weight fraction of beta phase is given by the lever arm opposite to beta phase. So let us try to apply lever rule and then evaluate. That is, but weight fraction
See, what is roller burnishing? If you see this video, you will see that one roller is plastically deform the metal. Not exactly plastically deform the metal, the surface. The peak of the any surface. If
In this problem, we have to find out the order of B transpose, A transpose, C transpose, whole inverse, whole transpose. Now, A transpose is of order 3 cross 4. C transpose is of order 4 cross 3. 3 cross 4 into 4 cross 3, the result is 3 cross 3. A transpose, C transpose, whole inverse is of order 3 cross 3. Now, B transpose into A transpose, C transpose, whole inverse. B transpose is 2 cross 3. A transpose, C transpose, whole inverse is 3 cross 3. 2 cross 3 into 3 cross 3, the result is 2 cross 3. Now, you have to find out order of B transpose, A transpose, C transpose, whole inverse, whole transpose. This is 2 cross 3, therefore whose order will be 3 cross 2. Therefore, the order of B transpose, A transpose, C transpose, whole inverse, whole transpose is 3 cross 2 matrix. In this problem, consider the following statements with respect to existence of the Fourier series for the function. Which function can be expressed as Fourier series? It is periodic and single valued function and finite number of maxima minima at point in a particular time period. Then, in this problem, first statement and third statements, both first and third statements are correct. Second statement is f of x must be continuous at any period. That is not required because even though finite number of discontinuous at a time period also, the Fourier series can be expressed. Therefore, 1 and 3 are found correct.
Okay, this is a very simple problem directly from class notes, basically a formula based problem. So it directly mentioned that you solve this question by UWT. So this is the torque formula given by UWT and all data are given. So we can directly put all the values in the formula. So this is the maximum torque that can be transmitted. So in that problem, mu is given 0.25 pi. The value of pressure is 1.5 megapascal. The value of Ri is, so basically diameter is given. So Ri is 0.05. and that is 0.075 minus. So when you solve, so directly the value of torque in Newton meter, and that is 184.08 Newton meter, and this is the final answer.
Now we have an electric motor that is transmitting a power of 40 kilowatt at a frequency of 15 hertz. So if you find omega, this will be F into 2 pi. Now if you find torque, we can write power P is equal to T into omega. So that T will be P divided by omega. After solving this, we'll get this as 424.413 Newton meter. Now in this case, the permissible stress, here stress is given as 40 megapascal, and we need to find diameter. So if you write tau max is equal to 16T by pi d cube, by solving this equation you can find diameter D. This is equal to 37.8 mm. If you find the buckling load P, this P is nothing but pi square E I by, we can write L square. Okay. Now, as you know that slenderness ratio lambda, this is equal to L. In this case, suppose L is the effective length, divided by K minimum. This is under root I by A. So from here, if you find this, this I will be equal to A L square by lambda square. This is the moment of inertia I. Now, L square by lambda square. This is the moment of inertia I. Now, if you find the value of P, this is pi square E divided by L square. That I is nothing but A L square by lambda square. So finally this P becomes equal to pi square E A divided by lambda square. Now in this case lambda remains unchanged, that is the slenderness ratio, and area gets double. So we can write P2 by P1 this is equal to A2 by A1. So this should be equal to 2. Therefore, the answer is 2.
The diagram is given and he's saying in the question, a liquid is, first of all, let me make the diagram for easiness. That's a tapered pipe is given in the question. This section he's taking as 1 and this he's taking as 2. The area of section 1 is given in the question and it is given as 300 centimeter square, and area at section 2 is given as 100 centimeter square, and this height is here is given as 2 meter is given in the question. Now he says the liquid is flowing downwards, so this is the direction of motion of the liquid in this tapered pipe. If the pressure at section 1 and section 2 is same, so from it is clearly mentioned in the question that P1 is equal to P2. Now next he says the velocity of the liquid at section 1 will be. So you have to find out the velocity at section 1 in this pipe. So as we can see, the areas are given, the pressure is equal, the datum is given, and you have to find out the velocity. So let us apply the Bernoulli's equation between section 1 and section 2. So when you apply the Bernoulli's equation between 1 and 2, so you will write as P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1 is equal to P2 by W plus V2 ka square by 2G plus Z2. Now as you can see, he has clearly mentioned that the pressure is same at point 1 and 2. Also, we out of 1 and 2, let us take 2 as our reference. So Z2 will become 0 and this 2 meter will become equal to Z1. So therefore Z2 is becoming 0 here. Now V1 square by 2G, so V1 you need to find out is equal plus Z1 is 2 is equal to V2 square by 2G. But the problem here is we don't know V2 and we also don't know V1 that we have to find out. So we have to apply the continuity equation here. So when we apply continuity equation, that is A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Clearly you can see that both the areas are given in the question. So this is going to be 300 V1 is equal to 100 times V2, and from here you can find the relationship between V1 and V2, and when you put that relation in this equation, you replace V2 in terms of V1, so V2 here is going to be 3 times V1. So now we can replace it here. So V1 square by 2 into 9.81 is equal to V2 square. V2 square will be 3 times V1 square divided by 2 into 9.81 minus 2. And from here you can solve for the value of V1 and it will come out to be 2.215 meter per second, and that's your answer. It's a dimensional analysis problem, and in this problem he says a 1:8 scale model of a car is tested in a wind tunnel with prototype velocity being 15 meter per second. So first of all, the scale ratio is given. So it is LR ratio, you can say. LR ratio is given, and that can be written as LM by LP is given as 1:8. It is given in the question. Next, also the prototype velocity is given as 15 meter per second. So the prototype velocity is given as 15 meter per second is the prototype velocity given in the. If the drag on the model, so the drag force on the model is also given as 300 newtons. It is given in the question. So all this data is given in the question. Now he says find the drag force on the prototype, but the most important sentence written in the question is assume the same property of fluid for model and prototype. This means all the properties like density, viscosity, everything you have to consider same for model and prototype, the properties. Now, from our dimensional analysis problem, we know that drag force in terms of fundamental dimension or geometric variable length, it can be written as rho L square V square. Is written as rho L square V square. You can go through it very simply. You can derive this rho L square V square. Now, clearly here we have to go for the ratio of forces of that of model to that of prototype. So what I will do is force of the model can be written as rho M Lm square Vm square. Similarly, you can say that the force on the prototype can be written as rho P LP square VP square. Now let us divide both of them. So this is going to be, let us find the ratio of Fm by Fp, because Fm is given in the question and he is asking for the value of Fp. So Fm by Fp can be written as rho M Lm square Vm square divided by rho P LP square VP square. Now clearly he has mentioned in the question that all the properties are same, like density and everything is same, but let us leave this equation here only and let this equation be some equation number 1. Now, as wind tunnel is written here and we are testing a model of a car, so it is actually aerodynamic testing, and for aerodynamic testing we generally use the Reynolds number for our similarity purpose. So let us go for Reynolds number. So Reynolds number of the model is Reynolds number of the prototype. Now, if these things are there, then Reynolds number is written as rho V L by mu. So it is rho V L by mu, and it is rho V L by mu. But this is for model. This is for prototype. So what actually I want to find here is the ratio of Vm by Vp. Vm by Vp ratio I actually want to find here. So from here you can find Vm by Vp. Vm by Vp. So this Vm by Vp can be written as rho P by rho M into LP by Lm into mu M by mu P. Clearly it is mentioned in the question that the properties are same for model prototype, so viscosity and density are gone, and from here we can get that Vm by Vp can be written as LP by Lm. Now when we put this into this, so we need Vm square by Vp square can be written as LP square by Lm square. So therefore Fm by Fp can be written as rho M Lm square divided by rho P LP square, and this Vm by Vp can be written as Lp by Lm, so it will be Lp square by Lm square. So these things are getting cancelled out. Also he has said that the properties for model and oh my god, so it is force of model by force of prototype is 1, and hence I can clearly state here that the force of model is 300 Newton, so the force of prototype is also 300 Newton, and that's your answer.
In this problem, we have to find out integral P1 to P2 y dx plus x dy. It is a line integral. Integral P1 to P2 y dx plus x dy is nothing but differentiation of xy. Therefore, xy from P1 to P2. Now, P1 is 1, 4, P2 is 1, 2. Now, applying the limits, 1 into 2, 2, minus 4, that is minus 2. In this problem, we have to evaluate integral 0 to 6, 1 by 1 plus x square dx by Simpson's one-third rule. To implement Simpson's one-third rule, you require y0, y1, y2, yn values, because 0 to 6 subintervals. Therefore, zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When x is 0, the value of y is 1. When x is 1, the value of y is 0.5, 0.2, 0.1, 0.5882, 0.0385, 0.027, y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. By Simpson's one-third rule, h by 3 of y0 plus y6 plus 4 into y1, y3, y5, 2 into y2, y4. Now, h is step size 1, 1 by 3 of y0, 1, y6, 0.027 plus 4 into y1, y3, y5, y2, y4, (1.3662). That is the value of integral.
Now we have a rod, uniform cross section rod. This rod is going to rotate about mid section with some omega radian per second. This length is L by 2 and again L by 2. We have to find maximum stress develop in this member. So for that, suppose I have taken an element at r radius from the center of rotation. Its length is suppose dr. Now in this case, if you find centrifugal force due to element, this is equal to mass of the element, that is dm, into r into omega square. Now this dm must be density rho, area is a, into dr was the length, into r into omega square. So if you find maximum centrifugal force, this will equal to integration 0 to L by 2. This is rho a omega square r into dr. After solving this, we'll get this as rho a omega square L square by 8. So if you find maximum stress now, sigma max, this sigma max will be maximum force, that is rho a omega square L square by 8 by area, that is a. So this gets cancelled out. Finally this is rho omega square L square by 8. Therefore the answer is A. This is the stress matrix we have given. We need to find principal stress, so we have to use the characteristics equation. So if you write A minus lambda x, this is 0, we can write this is 30, then minus lambda 20, 40, then 20, 0 minus lambda 20, 40, 20, 30 minus lambda, this must be 0. If we solve this equation, we'll get 30 minus lambda, then it should be minus lambda into 30 minus lambda minus, it should be 20 into 20, 400, then minus 20 into, it should be 20 into 30 minus lambda minus, it should be 800, then again it should be plus 40 into 20 into 20, 400 minus 40 into minus lambda, so that becomes plus 40 lambda. This is equal to 0. If we solve this equation, we'll get this equation as minus lambda cube plus 60 lambda square plus 1500 lambda plus 8000 is equal to 0. Now after solving this, we'll get lambda is equal to 80, then minus 10 and minus 10. So these are the principal stress.
air is passed through the spray of the water maintained at a temperature of 26.1 degrees Celsius. Okay, the air is initially having a dry bulb temperature of, initial temperature is, dry bulb temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, next the air initially at a dry bulb temperature of this having a specific humidity of omega 1 is given as 0.0177 kg per kg of dry air, which has a humidifying efficiency of 85%. So again, efficiency is coming into picture, humidifying, so 0.85. So you can represent T1 minus T2 actual, okay, to that of maximum possible, T1 minus T3, or in terms of specific humidity also you can define. So this is omega 2, that is unknown. Okay, so omega 2 minus omega 1 upon omega 3 minus omega 1. This is omega 3. Omega 3 and omega 1 are given. Omega 2 is unknown. Okay. So now let us calculate the values of specific humidity at point 2. Omega 1 is given as 0.0177. Okay. And omega 3 is given as 0.02146 minus 0.0177. So from this you will get the values of specific humidity at point number 2. So after calculation you will get 0.02089 kg per kg of dry air. Okay. Now omega 2 is equal to 0.622 PV upon P minus PV. What is specific humidity? It is defined as the ratio of mass of water vapor per kg of dry air in a given volume and given temperature. Okay, fine. So from this we can say that P minus PV upon PV is equal to 0.622 upon omega 2. So P upon PV minus 1 is equal to 0.622. The value of omega 2 is 0.02089. Okay. So the total pressure is given as 1.0132 bar. Read the last line of the question, it is given. So from this you will get the values of partial pressure of water vapor, the 0.0329 bar. But we have to calculate the values of relative humidity. So what is relative humidity? Relative humidity is defined as a ratio of partial pressure of water vapor to the partial pressure of water vapor under saturated condition. So from this we will get the values of PV. Now use the values of this PV, this partial pressure of water vapor, to calculate the values of relative humidity, the PV upon PVS. Okay, so 0.0329 is given and the values of PVS is given in the question. Read the second last line of the question. The saturation pressure at the exit from this air washer is the 0.03658. This is the actual exit point. Okay, so from this you will get 0.9. So approximately 90% is your final answer.
It's a good problem for GATE examination. In the question he has given that velocity along a nozzle of length L is, the expression is of the velocity is given. So velocity is given as 3t into 1 minus x divided by 3L whole square. And it is given as a nozzle, and along the nozzle axis is saying, so we can consider this flow to be a one-dimensional flow. Now he is asking where v is the velocity and x is the distance from the nozzle axis. So for example, if this is some nozzle is there and x is the distance from the nozzle inlet, okay, what will be the total acceleration? So you have to find out the value of the total acceleration, but you need to find out the total acceleration at point x equal to 1 and t is equal to 3 seconds. You need to find out, and also during that you have to take L value as 2 meter is given in the question. We all know that the total acceleration of a fluid particle is going to be local acceleration and convective acceleration. There are two parts to that, but as clearly mentioned that it is a 1D problem. So therefore the acceleration in x direction can be written as v into del v by del x and plus del v by del t. So this becomes your local acceleration and this becomes here your convective acceleration. And as it is a 1D flow, everybody knows that the total acceleration is actually written as under root of ax square plus ay square plus az square, but as it is a 1D flow, the total acceleration is equal to ax only. So here, apart from ax, you can write that it is the total acceleration. So there are two components. We need to find both the components here. First of all, we are finding the local component, that is local acceleration. So local acceleration is given as del v by del t, simply differentiating this with respect to time, and when you differentiate this with respect to time, you will get 3 into 1 minus x divided by 3l square. But you need to find the local acceleration at x equal to 1, time 3 seconds, and l is equal to 2 meter. And when you put all these values in here, you will get this value of local acceleration as 2.9167 meter per second square. You will get the value. Now similarly, we can go for convective acceleration. So convective acceleration, as already told, the formula will be v into del v by del x. So v is given in the question, and it is given as it can clearly be written as 3t into 1 minus x divided by 3l whole square, and we have to differentiate the velocity with respect to x also. So multiplied by 3t, and this is going to be minus of the differentiation of this is going to be 2x divided by 9l square. It is going to be there. So my dear students, when you put all the values x equal to 1t and l is equal to this in this expression, you will get the answer as minus of 4.375 meter per second square. So this is your local acceleration, this is convective acceleration. So total acceleration will be given as local plus convective, and the final answer will be minus of 1.458 meter per second square, is minus of 1.458 meter per second square, and that's your answer.
See, what is washer? Washer is a coin which has a hole. So how we will produce? That is a sheet metal. This is a sheet metal. That is a very long sheet metal. We are using the coil. and this is blanking. Outside we have to do blanking, inside we have to do punching. In inside we have to make a hole, so we have to do punching. For punching, punch will be correct size and clearance will be given to the die. For blanking, punch will be 20, 40 minus 2C, clearance will be given to the punch and die will be correct side. So for punching of this 20 millimeter inside, so punch will be 20, die will be 20 plus 2C. For blanking, punch will be 40 minus 2C, die will be 40. So what is this C? C is allowance of the metal into thickness. And what is this 2C? That is 2 into allowance of the metal into thickness. Just add this, it will give you the answer of D.